Hey everyone! Welcome to Turkish series stars. All the details are in our video, so stick around, and don't forget to subscribe and share before we dive in. Thank you for being here. The entertainment buzz has erupted with a startling new claim, and it centers on two names that always draw attention, Alina and Alp Navras. According to whispers from sets and hallways, Alina allegedly delivered a sharp, unmistakable message to the fiancé of her colleague Alp, sparking a wave of speculation that raced through the industry faster than a premiere night rumor. No official press notes have been issued by either side, but the words that supposedly drifted out of a private conversation have taken on a life of their own. Insiders describe a situation that started small and ballooned with every retelling. Alina and Alp, recently paired on the same project, were apparently navigating subtle tensions that outsiders misread as something far more intimate. Those close to Alina say she was especially rattled by her name surfacing in whispers about a third party and decided she had to address the confusion directly with the woman engaged to Alp. What happened next is being reconstructed from fragments of chatter swapped between crew members and friends. During an alleged face-to-face, Alina is said to have planted her words firmly: "End whatever narrative binds my name to your private life, or leave me out of it entirely." People present insist it wasn't a threat so much as a line in the sand. They describe Alina as weary of her personal sphere being used as a headline machine, especially around engagement and wedding talk that isn't hers to carry. The language floating around sounds final. Those who know Alina emphasize that she treasures privacy and order, and that her bond with Alp has stayed inside the boundaries of professionalism. She reportedly clings to that principle with conviction, resisting any attempt to bend it into a romantic subplot. One person familiar with the production insists she wants one thing only: to work without seeing her name attached to someone else's relationship arc. Meanwhile, the fiancé has said nothing on record, choosing stillness over statements. People who count themselves in her circle say she's been gathering counsel quietly, weighing more than just how to respond to a rumor. If the talk is to be believed, she is taking a hard look at both the state of her partnership with Alp and how she herself is seen by the public. Those same whispers claim the couple sat down for a stark, honest conversation after the meeting with Alina, and that the future was part of the agenda. It isn't difficult to imagine the pressure on Alp. On one side, the woman who shares his private life; on the other, a colleague navigating the same bright, unforgiving spotlight. Friends insist he hates tabloid-fueled spectacle and has always wanted his work to speak louder than rumors. But the noise is hard to tune out. If chatter from the set is accurate, the air changed in recent days. Scenes were filmed, lines were delivered, and yet something intangible hovered between takes, the kind of tension you feel without anyone naming it. The reaction under the marquee lights has been split. Alina's boundary has been called refreshing, honest, overdue. Others argue the moment could have been gentler or handled through intermediaries, that such directness risks inflaming an already delicate situation. Social media, of course, has turned into a rolling panel show. Comments flood in, affirmations of Alina's right to defend her name, questions about the fiancé's prolonged silence, and fierce debates about how public figures should protect themselves when gossip turns invasive. As the chatter swells, everyone waits for official words that never seem to arrive. Did Alina truly deliver that uncompromising message? Or did a private misunderstanding morph into a headline because people love to fill quiet spaces with drama? In the world of show business, the line between what happened and what's retold grows blurrier every hour. Even so, there's a sense that clarity is on its way, that a statement from one of the three corners of this triangle could either douse the flames or whip them higher. What we do know is that the ripples have reached far beyond the three people at the center. Colleagues who share dressing rooms and early call times claim they can feel the shift. Some say Alina has been a little more withdrawn lately, preferring to dive into scripts and mark her scenes with precision rather than entertain whispers about who's texting whom at midnight. To many, this looks like strategy, a choice to smother sparks by refusing to feed the fire. There's also concern for the fiancé. She has reportedly been preparing for the next big step in her life for some time, only to find herself aloft in the middle of a relentless current. People close to her insist her silence is not surrender but a method, a way to settle the chaos before drawing any line in public. The question is how long stillness can shield her. Silence often reads as mystery, and mystery invites stories that may or may not be true. For Alp, composure is everything right now. The actor who has cultivated a reputation for steadiness is, according to sources, choosing his words carefully, if not choosing silence outright. He wants to spare his fiancée needless pain while keeping his career unsullied by plotlines he never sought. Those who've spoken with him say he doesn't want this to become a battle that stretches across weeks. He's hoping for resolution without escalation, knowing that even the smallest misstep could stretch the scandal across every screen in the country. Inside circles, the strain is unmistakable. People who were once happily swapping save-the-date ideas now allegedly find themselves urging caution. There are even murmurs that the wedding timeline might be in flux, not cancelled, not abandoned, but paused until the air clears and the temperature drops. None of this has been confirmed, of course, but gossip thrives not on confirmations, only on the suggestion that somewhere behind a closed door, a tough decision has been made. As for Alina, those close to her insist she has not wavered. She refuses to let her name be stitched into someone else's love triangle. She has reportedly told friends that her conscience is calm and her focus is the work at hand. What grates on her, we're told, is the way women are forced to explain and re-explain themselves in situations they didn't create. She is not a confrontational person, they say, but she will defend her boundaries again if pushed to the edge. Once the story spilled into daylight, TV panels and web shows devoured it, slicing it into familiar questions. Is this really about three people, or does it say something larger about how the industry functions, how cameras never stop rolling once fame begins? Commentators argue that constant surveillance turns tiny misinterpretations into headline crises and that this is just the latest example of private lives being drafted into the content machine without consent. But amid all this analysis, the countdown everyone is watching is singular: when will the fiancé speak? Those who trade in whispers insist a statement is being shaped, that when it arrives it will be felt. They say it might be frank and emotional, the kind of message that sweeps away fog and forces everyone to look again at what they thought they knew. It could redefine her bond with Alp. It could cast Alina's role in a new light. It could, in the most dramatic version of events, flip the entire story on its head. For now, though, breath is held. It's astonishing how something that allegedly began as a private warning can balloon into a full-blown relationship crisis, or else shrink back into a minor misunderstanding that will be forgotten by next week. History tells us there's only one certainty: as long as the principals remain silent, the rumor mill keeps spinning, inventing new gears whenever the old ones run out of teeth. On set, watches are synced, scenes are blocked, and the show goes on, because it always does. Alina is said to be arriving on time, hitting her marks, and avoiding any discussion that isn't spelled out in the day's schedule. Alp, for his part, is reportedly courteous and reserved, determined not to hand any extra oxygen to the blaze. The production crew, who have seen drama come and go, tell anyone who will listen that if there's one lesson to learn from a scandal, it's this: eyes down, work first, let the storm blow over. Yet the storm moves with a will of its own. Threads from different corners of their lives have knotted together. The fiancé's allies want anyone, to break the cycle and force an ending. Alina's supporters argue that she already did that by drawing a boundary. Alp's confidants want a solution that doesn't leave scars. Everyone seems to want closure, but closure in this business rarely arrives as a gentle fade out. It's more often a smash cut. Between the lines, you can sense the real human cost of spectacle. Three people, each guarding something precious: a reputation, a relationship, a sense of self untouched by the noise. If the reports are accurate, Alina didn't ask for the spotlight to tilt this way. She only asked that her name remain separate from something that wasn't hers. If Alp looks tired, it may be because he is tired of choosing between allegiance and appearances, tired of worrying that one wrong sentence could become the day's most replayed clip. And the fiancé, veiled by quiet, may be carrying the heaviest weight of all, the fear that the life she was building has been shaken by whispers she didn't invite and can't quite control. Still, it's possible that even now, behind closed doors, a solution is gathering. Maybe the statement that everyone has been waiting for is nearly ready. Maybe the next time these names trend, it will be because boundaries were respected and the noise subsided. Or maybe not. Maybe this will stretch a little longer, as these stories tend to do, until someone decides enough is enough and speaks, not to escalate, but to bring the curtain down with grace. Whatever happens, we'll be here to follow it, carefully noting what's fact, what's rumor, and what simply refuses to be nailed down. This is Turkish series Stars, and that's where we leave it for now. If you enjoyed the video, remember to subscribe and share so you don't miss what's next. Until then, take care and keep watching.